The Sahara, a vast, unforgiving ocean of sand stretching for thousands of miles. For centuries, it has tested the limits of human endurance, but we weren't there to cross it on foot or by camel. We were there to fly, not in a plane, not in a helicopter, but in something different, something inspired by nature itself. This is the story of the Icarus project and our journey across the desert in a custom-built ornithopter. It all started in a dusty workshop, smelling of grease and ozone, with a dream that many called impossible. An ornithopter, a machine that flies by flapping its wings just like a bird. Our team, a mix of rogue engineers, a seasoned desert guide, and a slightly crazy pilot, that's me, spent 2 years bringing our creation to life. We called her the Dragonfly. Her wings were a marvel of carbon fiber and synthetic fabric, designed to mimic the intricate movements of an actual dragonfly. The power source, a hybrid electric system, light enough not to weigh us down, but powerful enough to get us airborne. Theoretically, the first test flights were humbling. We had more crashes than successful liftoffs. There was a particularly memorable one involving a panicked flock of goats and a very surprised farmer. Each failure taught us something new. We adjusted wing camber, tweaked the flapping frequency, and reinforced the fuselage. Finally, one crisp morning, the Dragonfly lifted off the ground, hovered, and then soared. It was a clumsy, wobbly flight, but it was flight. We were ready for the Sahara. Our starting point was a remote outpost on the edge of the Atlas Mountains. As the sun rose, casting long shadows across the dunes, the ground crew made their final checks. The air was still, pregnant with the heat that would soon bake the landscape. Inside the cockpit, it was a surprisingly quiet moment. Looking out at the endless sea of orange and gold, I felt a mix of pure terror and absolute exhilaration. This was it. The culmination of years of work, all resting on this one flight. With a hum from the electric motors, the wings began their powerful rhythmic beat. Whoosh, thump, whoosh, thump. The sand swirled around us as we gained momentum. Then, that magical feeling of weightlessness. We were airborne. Below us, the world transformed. The dunes weren't just hills of sand. They were waves frozen in time, sculpted by an unseen hand. From the air, you could see the patterns, the logic and the chaos. The colors shifted from pale yellow to deep ochre, then to a rich, burnished red as the day wore on. Flying an ornithopter is nothing like piloting a plane. You don't just point it where you want to go. You feel the air. You ride the thermals like a hawk, gaining altitude without even using the motors. You feel every gust of wind, every pocket of turbulence. It's a dance, a partnership between machine, pilot, and the atmosphere itself. There were moments of sheer poetry, like when a flock of migratory storks joined us, flying in formation as if accepting our strange mechanical cousin into their fold. We flew alongside them for nearly an hour, a silent, breathtaking ballet in the sky. But the Sahara is a harsh mistress. On the third day, a sandstorm hit. It appeared on the horizon as a low, brown wall growing with terrifying speed. We had no choice but to find a place to land, and fast. I spotted a small rock outcropping, a tiny island in the sandy sea. The landing was rough. The wind tossed us around like a leaf, and we touched down hard, skidding to a stop just feet from a sheer drop. For 2 days, we huddled in the shadow of the rocks, wrapped in survival blankets, listening to the wind howl and sandblast our beautiful machine. It was a stark reminder of our vulnerability. When the storm passed, the world was remade. The landscape was clean, swept bare, but the Dragonfly was damaged. The delicate fabric on the port wing was torn, and the landing gear was bent. Our engineer, a genius named Anya, went to work. Using our limited repair kit, which included a high-tech adhesive and what was essentially a heavy-duty sewing kit, she began the painstaking process of patching the wing. We all pitched in, holding the fabric taut, mixing the epoxy, and straightening the landing strut with brute force and a crowbar. It was a race against time and our dwindling water supply. After a tense 24 hours of non-stop work, the repairs were done. They were ugly, but Anya assured us they would hold. The takeoff was nerve-wracking. Every creak and groan from the repaired wing sent my heart into my throat. But it held. We lifted off, climbing slowly into the calm, post-storm air. The feeling of relief was indescribable. We had faced the desert's fury and survived. The rest of the journey felt different. We flew with a newfound respect for the environment we were in. We saw things few people ever will, ancient dried-up riverbeds that scarred the land like veins, the astonishingly green oasis of Timia, a splash of impossible life in the middle of nowhere, and the Eye of the Sahara, the Risha structure, a geological marvel that looks exactly like a giant bullseye from the air. Flying over it, you feel like you're on another planet. Our final destination was the legendary city of Timbuktu. As we approached, the first signs of civilization began to appear. Then the city itself, rising from the sands like a mirage. We circled it once, the sound of our wings, a strange, futuristic beat against the ancient city's timeless silence. Our landing on a designated strip outside the city was perfect. As the wings came to a final rest, a profound silence fell over the cockpit. We had done it. We had crossed the Sahara in a machine that flew like a bird. Stepping out onto the ground, my legs shaky, I looked back at the dragonfly. She was dusty, patched up and scarred, but she was magnificent. She wasn't just a machine, she was a testament to a wild idea, to the crazy dream that with enough ingenuity and determination, humans could learn to fly with the grace of the creatures who mastered it first. This journey wasn't just about crossing a desert, it was about pushing boundaries, about seeing the world from a new perspective, and about proving that sometimes the most impossible dreams are the ones most worth chasing. Thanks for watching our story. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more adventures.